On my guy Twin. What's up, sir?
Good morning, man. How you doing, my guy?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
Another day in paradise, man. I ain't gonna complain too much.
You look good as always, man. Always brightening up the show.
Man, yes, man. I was just tuning in, man, listening to you and Mariah, man. Hey, I have no issue with someone being objective in their analysis of the team. She should have the freedom to do so. You know what I mean? Don't let her get off what she wants to get off, man. I'm fine with that, man. I don't like when people feel like that you have to stay with a certain narrative. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't like this whole don't disrespect women in general on my channel, but especially don't disrespect Mariah on my channel, man. That's not cool. Like you will get banned from the channel, bro, real quick. It's not a problem, you know. I don't play that. And she's really good, man. Love her. So
Yeah.
Twin, man, let me get your opinion on this Tom Brady thing. Tom Brady wants to jump on the 49ers next year. Do you sign him?
No, I can't do it. Only
All
reason
right.
why I can't do it is because of this. I see the media how they already are as is. It's already rough on Trey. Like he came in the door 10 steps going backwards, with Jimmy G and everything going on with that situation. Even now, knowing that you put Tom Brady in there, everybody like with Brock Purdy, everybody's saying the experience shows you that at this present moment he's better than Trey Lance, right?
Yeah.
So you take this now it's gonna be like 3 years that he won't even have the opportunity to play.
Mm-hmm.
So the number one argument that people magnify, which is the negative for Trey Lance, what it's just only going to be, I mean, exacerbated even further. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, he's like, bro, y'all just digging me such a deep hole,
Yeah.
and then I'm coming behind. First it was Jimmy Jawline. Now I'm talking about the originator of the jawline, Tom Brady. So he looking like, bro, I know I can't win this over. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's like I had the most handsome man that people known to man in the last 5 years. Then you gonna give me the most handsome man people known over the last 20 years. He like, bro, and he's the GOAT when it comes to the position that I'm trying to play. It's like I don't think he will have enough support of the entire like 49er fan base and those people who are working behind the scenes to propel him over all of that type of expectation that these other individuals had already put in front of him.
Yeah. No, I mean, I see. That's the thing is I struggled with this one at first because I was on Grant's show on Monday and Grant asked me, would you sign Tom Brady? And at first my gut instinct was like, no, I want to roll with Trey Lance. That was my first reaction. But then like the more I'm thinking about it, it's just like I put myself in that position of the GM. Like,
Yeah.
can I really say no to Tom Brady? And then I was being honest with myself. I probably wouldn't. I'd probably be like, all right, damn it. Like, you get 1 year, show Trey Lance how to do the thing, maybe win a Super Bowl. I think if we were like a rebuild situation, I would definitely say no, man. Let's Trey Lance time. But I really feel like this roster is so deep. And as much as I love Trey Lance, I think the biggest thing that he lacks is experience. And so I feel like there's a Super Bowl window that we're in right
Mm-hmm.
now.
Yeah.
Uh, and I don't know if I don't know, man. It's a tough one
But
for
see,
me.
we messing up because I think Trey should have, and I know, like, and again, this is no disrespect to Jimmy Garoppolo. I think Trey should have started last year.
I agree. I agree.
And because now you bring in the same issue that would have been his rookie year, where he would probably had a little more grace, going 8 to 10 games. People would have may have been like, okay, we got to live with him making these rookie mistakes because every rookie makes them. Trevor Lawrence to this day is still making mistakes. Matt Jones to this day is still making mistakes. Even what's my guy name? Mac Jones is still making mistakes. These guys are still learning. You know what I mean? So if these guys are afforded the opportunity to continue to still be learning, Trey would have had all of last year to learn, and then this year he would have been like, okay, I got the reps. I understand the business. And when I mean the business, it's not a lot of people don't understand this sport is so much more than just playing football. I'm loving that these guys have the opportunity, like a Ryan Clark or like these guys who have these podcasts now who are able to tell you behind the scenes, it's so much more than what we think as fans. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah.
so as a quarterback, when you learn all this stuff, the minutia that goes on behind closed doors, it takes a while for you to get kind of comfortable and be like, okay, this is just the natural lifestyle. I thought football was just about Sundays And I'm learning this is nothing about Sundays. This is so much deeper. So like that's one of the things that I think we have to give Trey. Well, we would have gave Trey the opportunity to grow into, but now everything is expedited. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I can see both sides of it. I will say I 100% agree with you. And I've been saying it that I wanted, when they drafted Trey Lance, I wanted them to trade Jimmy. They could have got a second round draft pick at that time. If they would have traded Jimmy and started Trey Lance, they would have a second round draft pick this last year. They would have had one. And Trey Lance would have a ton of experience. So I'm 100% on board with you. I wanted Trey to start from the jump and just get that experience. But you're right. Now it's what we're going in the year. It's going to be year 3 for Trey Lance, and he still barely has any game time experience, which it drives me crazy, man. So we got, but I do think, like I said, I don't think Kyle Shanahan's going anywhere for a long time, and I also think Trey Lance is going to be here for a long time. So we may get Trey Lance the full experience, and he may ball out next year. But I have a feeling, my personal feelings is that we're going to see Trey Lance and Kyle Shanahan for a long time coming. Either way, even if they slipped in Tom Brady for 1 year or not, I think Trey Lance is going to be – he's the future of the franchise either way.
I hope so.
All right, man. I want to get your thoughts on, like, what's your comfort level? How are you feeling right now about the rest of the season with Brock Purdy in control?
My feeling is this. Let's make sure we have a staple of running backs. All right? Let's not play around. And when I mean a staple of running backs, I don't want CMC rushing the ball 15 to 18 times a game. I don't. If we see that he is what he is when it comes to passing the ball, the safety blanket that he is coming out the backfield or having the ability to motion him out to the flats, you're gonna need that in January. If we still have expectations to go to the Super Bowl or to make a deep playoff run, he needs to be healthy. We need to utilize these young, fresh legs. I don't think people really understand how important it is to have fresh legs going into December and into January. We have 2 guys who are young players, rookies. They got fresh legs. They full of testosterone. Their body hasn't been beat up and broken down. Utilize that. You know what I mean? We've seen that this system that we run can injure our running backs or have them not running at full tilt. So let's get these guys comfortable and making some small mistakes because we have such a good defense. They don't have to be perfect. Let them know, like, okay, you might mess up here and there, but our defense can handle that. They will be our insurance policy. And I need y'all guys to get better at pass protection. I need y'all to get better at understanding how to read your rushing lanes and for you to get more familiar with the offensive line that is in front of you and vice versa. And I think with that being said, the physicality that our defense brings in general, which is on a whole nother level compared to the majority of the teams that we would play, that alone will usher in to not only a mentality, but a fear similar to how last year was like, okay, they don't want to see us. And then all thing Brock Purdy got to do is this. Manage the game, my guy. Don't do the dumb play. Let Mitch Wisnowski kick the ball. Like if something happens, 3rd down and shaky, big ups to that signing because he's been punting the ball very well in my opinion. I know we don't like the special teams sometimes, but he's been a wonderful punt kicker.
Yeah.
Allow the defense to pin allow the special teams to pin the offense down there in the 10 or in the 20. Let them go 80 yards against our defense. And that's how we continue to have all 3 phases working together, and that's how you help a young quarterback when you allow the defense to go and pin them boys back and give him a short field where he don't have to go up for 60 yards or maybe just 50 yards. And we make the game so much more manageable for him.
Man, that's a great take. So 2 things I want to respond on that one. Mitch Wisnowski, man, that guy's underrated, underappreciated. He's elite, man. He should be he should be a Pro Bowl punter, man. Like guy is like really, really damn good, man. I don't know if he gets enough credit, so we're gonna do that right now. Shout out to Mitch Wisnowski, man.
Yes, sir.
Really your other point, I think you're dead on. What they're gonna ask Brock to do what they asked Jimmy to do, which is not lose the game, right? Let the defense win the game. Just don't go out there and make those mistakes. My only thing with Brock is he seemed like a little bit more of a gunslinger type, right? Like he's like, oh, I'm gonna win this thing. So I wonder if Shanahan's gonna be able to like kind of hold that down from Brock. I don't know. He feels like he feels like he's more like I'm gonna go do the damn thing, So and that could be good if it's good, but it could be bad if it ain't. So that's one of the questions I have with Brock.
See, I think that can be good to far as where his eyes go, like how he sees this. Like everybody scans the field different. They used to call it in the video game your QB vision. Where do you go to? Like where are your eyes? And I think I would listen to man, big ups to Brandon Ayuk, man. I want to give him his flowers too, man. He was doing an interview with Orlando Scandrick, and I believe it was TJ Houshmandzadeh. And he was just on there talking to him about the game, and just I love his swag. Like he was really, you could tell he was trying to control himself with the passion, but he was just letting him know, like, hey man, I'm that guy, because he was telling about how him and Wes Welker was going back and forth. But he was like, even this game, he said Brock Purdy came up to him like, hey, my bad, my guy, like I missed you. He said, but I'm gonna get you next time. I'm gonna make sure I feed you the ball. And Brandon, you was like, bro, you ain't gotta be a part. Like it happens, but just for you to come to me and tell me like, hey, I've seen what you've done throughout this whole entire offseason and throughout the first 12 weeks of this season, bro. You got that juice, like game recognized game, and I'm gonna make sure the people out there know that you be cooking people. Like he probably out here looking at these videos and we be like, look at Brandon, are you? Look at Brandon, you running free. Like he probably looking like, yeah, he do be running free. You know what I'm saying? And so if he does do that, I think he should be allowed to. And I know he's a rookie. We might not want him to, but if he can see like, hey, throw the 35, 40-yard pass, we can get a penalty. We can make a spectacular catch. And also you'll make the defense have to honor that. It'll take them safeties and push them back another 5 to 10 yards. And they will open up the running lanes for CMC, Jordan Mason, and TDP.
Yeah, no, I think that's all dead on, man. I didn't see the whole Brandon Ayuk interview. I'm gonna go watch it after this. I gotta work at some point today, but I'm gonna go watch it. I did see some clips though, and it was definitely interesting. Brandon Ayuk definitely had Brock Purdy's back, and so that's encouraging. I wanted to get your thoughts on this Tampa Bay game coming up. You got any predictions for this? How do you see this game going?
Man, playing against old Mr. Terrific Tom, it's one of them games where it's Tom Brady. So that's like a big like that's an asterisk. You got to put like your predictions can't be what you really think they are, because he can do some things that, as you guys were stating earlier with you and Mariah, like, hey, he can do some things that no one else has ever done before. And especially right now during this time of year, it's December football. We can't negate the fact that this team is a past Super Bowl champion team. A lot of those core pieces are still there. And when you have those type of pieces that are still there, they're prideful. They have a sense of self. They have somebody who's going to lead them, and even their record might not be truly who they really are. You know what I mean? And so we have to come in there with a mentality like, hey, throw out the stats and say, today we got to beat a really great team. Point blank period. We got to play our best ball. We can't have no stupid penalties. We got to make sure we don't turn that ball over. But we also got to make sure that Tom Brady feels us. D'Amico Ryans, as he's been doing, we got to trust the process. That front seven kind of reminds you a little bit of how probably the Tampa Bay Buccaneers front seven was maybe 3 or 4 years ago. Like, people don't realize how good Devontae David, what's my other guy name they have? Like, their linebacker core was really, really great. You know what I mean? And I think we have some of like the same trio over there. So as long as our guys can make Tom Brady feel pressured, I think we should do all right, man. And we just can't get comfortable. Kyle can't get conservative. That's all I got to say. If we get in the red zone, we got to score. We need touchdowns, not field goals, because we are playing against one of the greatest quarterbacks ever and one of the great comeback quarterbacks we ever seen in our generation.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a weird matchup because I feel like our strengths match up against their weaknesses, but same like vice versa. Like, what I mean by that is they're not that good against the run, but we're only 18th in yards per carry. Their defense is really good against the pass, but we got a rookie quarterback. So it's their offensive line is horrible. Our defensive line is really good, but then you got Tom Brady who gets the ball out quick and knows how to, you know what I'm saying? So this was hard for me to predict, man. What do you think the outcome is going to be of this one?
Man, I would say something like 24-17. You know what I mean? 24-17 should be what it is. A nice tight game starting off. Hopefully we can get like a pressure tip, like a tip pass, maybe an interception in the second half to kind of get us in a good, like when that 24 points is coming from like a field goal at the end of the game to kind of secure the victory. I think this is another opportunity where Bosa come through in the fourth quarter, shows that he's defensive player of the year, and there's no bigger stage to do it against Tom Brady. 1 week is Tua, which was one of the highest quarterbacks coming in, that week. Next week, oh, it's Tom Brady. Oh, your quarterback got hurt. Okay, I think we heard Fred Warner say this on the mic'd up, and also we heard what's my guy name, Nick Bosa, and them like, hey, this is on us. We got y'all. And so the defense rally around the young quarterback and say, we have you. Even though this is Tom Brady out here, we are the number one defense in the NFL, and we might want to retire him today. And so, they might go out there and try to do so, and I won't be too mad.
All this talk about Tom Brady coming is kind of funny. Like, this is kind of an audition, right? Like, you still got it. If he comes out here and smacks these Niners, which I'd be surprised, but if he does, that might encourage these guys to try to sign him next year. Wouldn't it be crazy Brock Purdy comes out here and outperforms Tom Brady?
I think it's possible, man. Like, Kyle Shanahan has to feel confident in what his team is doing as far as offensively. You have, like, again, Debo, Kittle. I think this should be a Kittle game, in my opinion. I've been praying for a Kittle game for the last 2 weeks. I know he's been trying to, stay back in there and block. I think Kittle is like once every, I used to say, I think I've been talking to you for about 3 weeks now. I think Kittle is always due once every 4 to 5 weeks. He's due for a game.
Yeah.
Like, he's not going to consistently give you a game like back-to-back weeks or things of that nature, but he's always due it. Every 4 to 5 games he do to have a Kittle game.
Yeah.
This would be a perfect Kittle game with a young quarterback. They always say this. A young quarterback's favorite target is a what?
Tight end.
Tight end.
Yeah.
If we think about the greats when we was watching football back in the Gap, I hate the Cowboys, but they had Joe Novacek. We had Brent Jones. Tom Brady early in his career, he had when he was starting to win consistently, the Grunks of the world and the Ben Watsons of the world. You look at Peyton Manning, he had Dallas Clark. You look at Drew Brees, he had Jeremy Graham. Like, these guys are essential for young quarterbacks to continue to develop and move the sticks. So that's what I think. George Kittle can have a wonderful game against these guys and really show out and bring that physicality, and we should get this W, my guy.
I like it, man. I like it. Twin, what you got going on next day or two? You got anything going on the channel?
Yeah. So today's Wednesday. Me and my brother, man, every Wednesday we get on. We do the Brady Bro podcast. It's our watch party where we do our pick'em game series. We hop on there, man, probably for about a couple hours or whatnot. We just kick it, me and my bro, and we just go over the picks from last week, and then we go and pick we pick the games for this week as well. We'll be doing that today, and then on tomorrow, probably just go over and do a little preview of what we got coming up with Tom Brady again. So, yeah. So
what time are you guys doing that?
So we are in the Central. We usually hop on around 8:30. Depends on if our kids acting right or not.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we just hop over there, man, have a wonderful time. Come tune in, check us out. It's hilarious, man. It's two country boys from the South. We get on there, man, have a wonderful time, talk trash. I talk bad about them Cowboys, and we really go talk about the defensive, honestly. So this is going to be a big week because we both got two teams that are vying for that number one defensive position. Yeah. And we also have two teams with two of the front runners for Defensive Player of the Year. So anybody want to make sure y'all at me at Twitter for any information so can make my argument stronger against these cowgirls, because ain't no way Michael Parsons about to come out here and outdo Nicky Bosa, when it comes to Defensive Player of the Year, man. So look, we finna make sure we let them cowgirls know that we got the best defense over here, and we finna make sure we get that boy a plaque,
You're gonna talk about that is it ACO or ACO? You're gonna talk about that ACO tweet? Did you see that?
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, ACO is talking about Bosa versus Parsons on Twitter.
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, yeah.
Yeah. That man go back and forth. He be flip flopping, man, like a pendulum, man. He be out here tripping, but I'm gonna let him know that, hey, our defense is that deal. You know, I'm gonna tell him, go look at Brian Baldinger. Brian Baldinger respects what the Cowboys are doing, but every time he says, "Look, the fastest team on film is the San Francisco 49." Like he said, they pop on all three levels, and I'm gonna respect my guy Brian Baldinger because he's everywhere, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm a big Baldinger fan, man. It's interesting. Your brother's a Cowboy fan. Some of my best friends are Cowboys fans, which is crazy. My neighbor's a Cowboys fan, so I understand what you go through, sir. Make sure you guys are all following Twin. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Twin is a really cool guy, man. Really fun guy, and just a good person. I appreciate you stopping by here today, sir.
Most definitely, man. Thank you for your time, and also y'all make sure y'all go back and check out Ryan Hensley interviewing with the guy Bonte Hill. Man, he's the wonderful voice of the Bay, whether it's talking about the 49ers, the Giants, and the Warriors. And so y'all check that out, man. It was a wonderful interview. Give me some more in-depth analysis or just in-depth information about somebody we may see on the airways, not necessarily knowing their story, where they come from, and how they got to where they're going, man. So it's always cool to learn about these people that we look up to and just like enjoy what they bring to the sports that we all love, man, and that we all can share a commonality to. You know what I'm saying? So y'all make sure y'all check that out. Y'all like it. Y'all subscribe to his channel, man, and share that good content. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I appreciate you, man. I really like doing those videos because I feel like you can learn a lot from people who have been through it already, right? Like to me, that's how I learn more than anything, from other people's experiences. I always say that like smart people learn from their mistakes. Really smart people learn from other people's mistakes and stories, right? Like, so if you can learn from what other people have been through, you save yourself some headache and some heartache, and you might give yourself a chance up. And that's why I like doing those interviews, man. It's really fascinating stuff to me. So I appreciate the plug. Yeah, and please go watch that Bonta Hill interview. I thought it was a great interview. I learned a lot about that guy I had no idea about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And look, I got my own little nickname for my boy Ryan, man. Look, hashtag the plug out here. You know what I'm saying? Look, we gotta get that one going. We're gonna have him like AKA the plug coming in hot. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate you, man. I'm really honestly, I'm just getting started, man. You're gonna see, I got some more stuff in the works, man. But I appreciate the love and I appreciate the support from you, Twin.
Yes, sir, man. Well, look, appreciate the time and also, and look, let's go Niners. Let's get this thing going. Let's get it.
All right, brother. Have a great day, sir.
Yes, sir. Salute.